Hi, good morning. Rob Aubrey here. It is Wednesday morning, March 18th. uh, as you all know, Utah. Even here in Salt Lake, we had an earthquake this morning on top of all the virus issues, right? So, and it can get scary. So right now you have to, based on the earthquake, I'll get a phone call this morning that says, hey, what do we do? We have a settlement today. We want to make sure the house is, we want to examine the house again to make sure it's okay. And so, which is a very valid uh, request from a buyer. And so, what are the ramifications if the seller won't sign it? And to be honest, I don't know. You know, I mean, you just have to hope that people are willing to be reasonable. So anyway, that was not the main purpose of this video that I wanted to make this morning. Uh, so, I want to talk about where we're at as far as the virus, right? The virus has shut down a lot of things, right? Restaurants are pretty much shut, bars and things like that, basketball games and soccer games and any kind of events as far as, shows downtown. And those things, they generate a lot of revenue, not just the ticket sales, but people go out to dinner, which they can't do that, obviously. So those restaurants are, it's just a ripple effect. And so, what I want to talk to you about this morning is the opportunity we have as real estate agents to help lead the country. And, that may sound corny or whatever, but I'm going to explain why I say that. And it's very, very important. And let's show you on the next slide the number of jobs that are created in a real estate transaction. So you have the seller side, you have the agent itself, you have the broker, the payroll, the administration. If they're a brick and mortar and they have a receptionist, they may have an assistant working there. Then you have the escrow officer, the escrow assistant, their receptionist, the people that work in the title plant, the runner. And then as a seller, you have a photographer, a sign installer. These are all jobs that are going on when you do a real estate transaction. Then look at the buyer side. That list even goes way further down. You have the same thing on the real estate side, but then you have the loan officer, the loan processor, the mortgage underwriter, the funder, the assistant, the owner of the mortgage company. And there's a lot more people that work in a mortgage company than this. Then you have the appraiser. Then you have the title company on the seller side, right? The escrow, the assistant, and it all starts over. They have their own searcher, their own runner. Then you got the home inspector. And then you have other services that are indirectly or directly related in a transaction, just depending on, not all transactions have all these, right? But you have the handyman, the painter, the electrician. All these people are typically can be, or I should say, can be employed in a transaction. Now, not every transaction has all of those. However, it's not uncommon for a handful of those other services to be involved. And then you have products, right? People are buying cleaning supplies. They're cleaning a house they're moving out of. They're cleaning a house they're moving into. They're buying carpet, trash cans, trash bags, boxes, paper plates, fast food. They're buying fast food because, they're busy moving. There's roofing supplies, electrical supplies, they have window treatment, cabinets, tile. Then you got all these other tradesmen. These are all things that are taking place inside a real estate transaction. That's why, most of you probably don't realize the amount of people that are put to work when you sell a house. So right now, it is critical that we do not sit back on our laurels. Seriously, the country needs you. Again, it may sound corny and hokey, but the fact is the country needs you. So now that you understand that, let's move to the next slide, right? I call this the market of the moment, right? The market has shifted overnight. Overnight, this wasn't something that we could have foreseen. There's no, market predictions where we're at. Now, however, it's still clear that we have a housing shortage. There are houses that are still selling quickly, right? So but you have to be smart about this. So let's go to the next slide and let's look at that, right? So first of all, there's going to be tools you're going to need in the market at the moment, right? Online meeting solution like Zoom, where you can actually meet with clients video, have a video conversation. You can use uh, Google Hangouts, works right inside your Gmail if they have a Gmail as well. But you can create a meeting and invite them to it. They can see it. You can actually share documents with them on that screen. You can share your screen. You can walk through a contract with them. So that's those are tools you're going to need. E-signature, you should all have that anyway, right? You're going to need a photographer. There's no taking. You got to have a lot of pictures of a house because people are going to want to look at the house more and more offline before they go look at online. So the more high quality pictures you have, the better, right? And there's statistics that prove that high quality images actually generate more leads. And because we've all been there. You open up a listing, it's got a couple ugly pictures. We pretty much like skip to the next one. Then let's look at some of the other ones. Hand sanitizers, wipes, all that. Now these list the tools and such. They're going to be posted on our website. I'll send you the link. I'll be emailing out the link with this video and the link to the website. And then where it says Amazon link, these are links you can click and buy. So, you got wipes, you got booties, you got masks, that type of stuff. I mean, whatever's your comfort level and then whatever you want to do, right? So let's get to the next slide, buyers. So meet buyers at the property, right? No more driving them around. After you open the lockbox, so you're opening the lockbox with your phone, don't touch the lockbox. You want to maybe have a glove or at least a wipe, hold a wipe in your hand that touch the lockbox. You use the phone and then use the wipe or gloves to pull the key out and open the door, right? Use glove or wipes to open up cabinets. So have a hand sanitizer, squirt it, give your buyer some when you're there and ask them, look, don't touch things. Use a wipe to open up all light switches, turn doorknobs, open cabinets, right? These are just common sense things, right? That we don't have to think about or we normally don't think about. So, and then like I said, ask your buyers to do the same. Do your best to not have children at showings. It's hard to keep them from touching things, right? You ever open up a door and the house that they're buying has kids and there's toys? Oh my gosh, it's a mess trying to keep them contained. So it's best if you don't bring kids. So be prepared to drive by, preview the photos, and be prepared to submit an offer subject to inspection. We're going to talk more about that on the seller. So the next slide, sellers, right? Have the conversation with your sellers on what they are expecting. If the seller's concerned about people in their home, which, they should be, right? We could do open house style showings, meaning, no showings only during the open house. And that's all there is to it. And, and I'm here to say, I know we have these rules in the MLS, but I think they're going to be relaxed and I will go to battle for you. If you're one of my agents, I will go to battle for you to, to not get fined because we're not allowing just random showings. Right now, they just got to get over that. So if you're a seller, right, and you're going to do the open house, have all the lights on, have all the doors open, have hand sanitizer at the front door, have wipes throughout the house. So on the kitchen counters, have wipes sitting there and with a note say, please use a wipe to open the door. Have waste paper baskets wherever there's cabinets and such. Have another one by the door so when they're leaving they can drop the wipes in there. And the same thing in the bathroom. Have that. Have the closet doors open. Have all the lights on. Don't, and put notes everywhere. Please don't touch. So, that's something you can do for your sellers. And then the next one is you have senior sellers. Senior sellers. That's going to be a different animal because they're the most vulnerable, right? Seniors and those that have existing medical conditions, bronchial and that type stuff. We can sell their home without people coming through. Let me explain that. So the only person who would go through prior to the house hitting the market is the photographer, right? And we can have them wearing gloves, and that's easy. That's easy to contain. So, but the way it works is we can publish a listing, and again, I'll go to battle for you. I will stand in front of the ethics committee and say, I have a senior citizen. We're not letting a parade of people through it. Get over it. So anyway, so it's only subject to preview if they submit an offer. So if a buyer submits an offer, say on Saturday, whatever day we choose, Saturday would be, I mean, some people are home, it doesn't matter. But let's say Saturday, give everybody a fair shot. Anybody that's made an offer, you just pick an open house style, and the same thing. All the lights are on. You got sanitizers at the door, wipes everywhere. They're not to touch anything. So we can actually put the property under contract without people going through it. And the only ones through it have made an offer, right? So if you have sellers that are concerned, have this conversation. Say, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you need to sell your house, we can keep you as safe as we possibly can. Now, and make full disclosure that this is no guarantee that, you're not going to get sick or anything like that. It's just, we can take extra precautions to really minimize the risk, right? So that makes sense. So next slide, support, right? You got support vendors. Kevin Nash, he's on our website. He is, I spoke to him. His business is open and running. Bill Hepting, our home inspector, same thing. Spoke to him personally on the phone. He's up and running. Christy Rice is an escrow officer at Metro. Spoke to her. Their protocol is nobody's in their office unless they're there to sign closing documents. Pens. They don't have a bucket of pens out. They hand them a pen. They take that pen with them. Things like that everything's wiped down after the settlement. So they're taking their precautions. Here's some links here, coronavirus.gov. Got some good links on there. There's some NAR links here as a nar.realtor/coronavirus- blah, blah, blah. You read it. So again, disclosure. This is no means a guarantee. It's supposed to be by no means a guarantee to prevent illness or such as the coronavirus, right? This is just what I call a market of the moment. How do we operate in the market of the moment? So please, be cautious out there. But again, go back to the slide of the number of people that are working because you're selling a home. It's very, very important that we do this. If the housing market collapses as well with the rest of the economy, we're going to see the likes of things that no one alive has ever seen. Okay? I promise you that. So the housing market is strong. I think we're going to survive this, no problem. I mean, because there is still a shortage of houses. So as long as we can keep the economy rolling on our end, things are going to be awesome. So let's just get through this together, help each other, and go from there. Thanks. Make it an awesome day.